Welcome back to Alliance War, season number 25, Coup de Grace. We are with the Poseidon Alliance, of course, same as last season, and we are so pumped to be back. We are so ready to go. And our first matchup is against Hell's Bells 2, I believe. They're a German alliance. So we're going to jump into the map here. We've already selected our team, Human Torch, our new rank 5 Angela, and Colossus. So we're going to be taking Path 5 in Section 1. So we've got a HitMonkey, he's a 6-star. We've got a Havoc, he's a 6-star. We've got a 5-star Nick Fury there. Mojo and Apocalypse in the middle. And then in Section 2, we're going to jump to Path 6. So we're going to be taking that Symbiote Supreme and Magneto, both 6-stars. They look like they're rank 3s as well. And the bosses and mini-bosses, a lot of 6-stars. To be honest, this is awesome placement across the map. I think this alliance placed very smart, at least in my opinion, and they made it really tough for us. So keeping that in mind, let's jump in to the first fight of the Alliance War season. And our first one up is going to be this HitMonkey. I saw him here a lot last season. This is a 6-star rank 3. And last season we used Apocalypse to take him down every time, I think, or Omega Red, and made really quick work of him. He's on the Ebb and Flow knockdown node. But this time we're going to try a different approach. We're going to try Colossus. And we're going to throw on some big boosts here. We've got the 30%, the 15%, and I think I decided to throw on an extra health boost as I go into this fight, just because dying in Alliance War is bad. Being the first death is even worse. So we are fully committed not to be that first death of the season in the Alliance or in the battle group. So we're big boosted for this fight, and what I decided to do is not knock him down. HitMonkey has a very small health pool, even a 6-star rank 3, so our damage is capped at 60%, or it's hindered by 60%, I believe. So we're not doing anywhere close to as much damage as we could be. We're only doing 40% of our usual damage. And the only way to get rid of that is to knock him down. Once we knock him down, he's going to shrug off a debuff and he can evade. And that is why we decided not to knock him down. I just didn't want to deal with those risks. And even though having the damage cap will extend this fight a good amount, I still thought it was safer than knocking him down and having to deal with his shrug off and purify and monkey schemes and evades and all that stuff. So that is the reason why I'm not knocking him down. The special 3, by the way, even though it knocks him down, it doesn't count as a knockdown for this node. So I did not get the Fury after that special 3, which I wasn't sure if I would or not. Just nice to know that the special 3 knockdown does not count. I think it's only from a heavy attack. I'd have to reread the node to be sure, but basically this is going exactly how we want so far. We can dex his special 1 really easily, so we're baiting that out every time. We are obviously not doing as much damage as we could, but again, I'm fine with taking this fight slow. We've got a lot of boosts on. Our damage is, ramped up from the boost that we have. Our health is ramped up so we can take more hits. And even if we get hit by this HitMonkey, Colossus is bleed immune, so he won't bleed us. Right here, I elected to go for the special attack 2, which did knock him down. So we did get that Fury, and you can see he purified right there. So we actually had a window there of 12 seconds where we were doing more damage, and it was nice to get that Fury buff up. So we were doing a little more damage there for a second, and we dealt with his Purify and Shrug Off without any consequences, so no big deal. We're about 2 minutes into the fight. We're 76 hits in, so like I said, we knew it was going to be a longer fight for sure, but we're able to dex his special 1 so consistently, and he's not evading or shrugging anything off without his monkey schemes active. So I'm still really confident in this fight. I'm still really confident in getting this one shot. Like I said, I fought him here a lot last season. I got pretty used to fighting him with different mutant champions. This is my first time using Colossus, but he works. He's definitely not as efficient as Apocalypse or Omega Red, for sure. Just extending this fight over 100 hits and over 3 minutes, not something I'm generally happy with, not something I want to get in the habit of doing, because this is a lot of hits and a lot of chances to make mistakes. But ultimately, We get the KO, we knock him out, we get that full attack bonus to start the season off. Feels good. Like I said, over 100 hits, over 3 minutes. Very long fight, but ultimately we got the outcome we desired, and we move along. So that was a really great warm-up fight. It definitely felt good to get back in the season. And that's going to move us along to the Havoc. And this Havoc is a 6-star again, but he's only a rank 2. He's on the same node that Ebb and Flow knocked down, and we've got the big boost still on. And this is why I brought Angela, was basically for this fight, because her buff made her so awesome for these kind of defenders, where she can parry every hit. She can parry projectiles and non-contact attacks. So we can parry everything and knock him down really easily. And on top of that, she has armor up buffs, which means all these plasmas that we're getting on us are just going to be healing us through willpower because they count as debuffs. And of course, they're never going to explode on us as long as we have an armor up buff active, so we don't have to worry about that. We can consistently knock him down to keep our Fury up, which is great. I'm really confident in evading Havoc's specials, both his 1 and 2. And we're only 28 hits into this fight, and he's already down under 40%. And we're still at a full health bar. So we're feeling really good right now. We're going to dex the special 1, no problem. Again, easy parries. We can parry every one of his attacks. We don't have to worry about re-parrying. We don't have to worry about the heavy hitter node because he's never going to throw a heavy attack. We never have to try to interrupt it. Dex the special 1 again. And unlike the first fight, this fight is pretty much over as soon as it starts. He throws one more special 1 right here, decks the full thing. But this fight lasts just over a minute. It only took like 50 hits, I think. So, and we come out with a full health bar, and we get the full attack bonus. So yeah, 49 hits. Just an awesome experience playing with Angela in War for the first time ever. I love her buff. She is such a fun champ now to play. That fight went exactly how I thought it would. So that's 2 fights down, and that's going to bring us to the heavy hitter and power alternator Nick Fury. And this, again, is such good placement because the strategy that we thought of going in was to use Colossus, save for his special 3, throw special 3 when Nick Fury is in his second life so we can activate Organic Steel, and that way we can punish every attack that goes into our block because we can't parry him in his second life. Great strategy, right? The only thing we forgot about as we were talking about this is the power alternator node, which makes it impossible to save to a special 3 because if we save to a special 3, we're going to have more power than him, and if that happens, Power Alternator is going to steal our power, like it's about to do right here, and give it to Nick Fury. So that's not going to work. And that occurred to me as I started the fight. So the strategy for this fight was completely ruined going into it. And, you know, the first phase of Nick Fury, super easy. Very straightforward. You don't have to worry about the tactical charges. You don't have to worry about not being able to parry him because obviously you can parry everything. With the Protect Global, there is no concern as well because he's not large or extra large. But that second life is just where he is so difficult, especially on this node. And again, it goes to our opponent's placement. I think they placed very smart. I think they made a lot of these fights more challenging than they needed to be because they put the right defender on the right nodes. So right here, we are pretty close to his second life. And we want to bait out these special 2s as much as we can, but Nick Fury is really special 1 happy most of the time, it seems like, which is not what you want. Even when we're holding block, he likes to throw that special 1 into it. But right here, we're in his second life. We get him to 2 bars of power, which is perfect. We're going to wait for this health to decay down to 30%, but then we are in a lot of trouble. We get a really good intercept there, but this sucks. He throws the special 1. He goes unblockable. Fortunately, we had a bar of power. We were able to intercept his attack with the special 1. That worked really well. We got really lucky. We get a nice little intercept there, which I did not expect, so I only hit him once. We get another really good intercept there. It doesn't finish him off though. We're taking a lot of block damage. We can't interrupt his heavy attack. We're looking for another opening, but he throws the special one again. It's unblockable. He's unblockable. He steals our power with power alternator, but we go in for an intercept and we get a really surprising one shot. We get the full attack bonus. It took 73 hits. Honestly, it wasn't as bad as I thought. We got pretty lucky with the intercepts, and there's no doubt a few things worked in our favor, and we got lucky with some timing. Ultimately, it doesn't matter. We got the one shot. We got all 3 attack bonuses, and that is what really matters. So we're going to push into Section 2 now, where we transition paths to Path 6, where we have this Symbiote Supreme. He's a 6-star, rank 3. He's on the Rage node, and that is why we did not boost our attack. We do not want to trigger that Rage node by dealing more than 2.5% of our damage in a single hit, so we don't want to crit. What we did right there, so it looks like every time our medium criticals, we are going to be triggering that Rage node. Fortunately, because this is a Mystic here, Human Torch is still an awesome option. We've triggered Rage twice now, but he's down to under 50% because the Incinerates are doing most of the damage. We evade the special one, take a little bit of a hit on it to the block to keep our smolders up. But the Incinerates are doing so much work here. We don't have to do the damage with our main attacks. We're just gonna let the Incinerates do them. We trigger Rage a few times, but ultimately a super smooth, super simple fight. Rank 3 6-star drops in like 30 hits, 32 hits. So we get the full attack bonus again. We are 4 for 4, no lost attack bonuses yet. Just the start we wanted to the new season. So let's move along to our second opponent in Section 2, which is this Aggression Prowess Power Focus 2 Magneto. He's another 6-star at rank 3. This time we can boost our attack, so we throw on a 10% boost. The reason we didn't throw on a bigger one is because I don't think I needed it. You know, Magneto does energy damage with his attacks, so we're going to keep our temperature and our smolders up pretty easily, so we don't use our pre-fight, and we can dexterity his special one pretty easily. We really don't want to see a special 2. That is much harder to evade for me, but the special one, super easy to dex. On the left-hand side of the screen, I just back up all the way as far as I can, and then I can evade that projectile pretty confidently. So we're going to do that continuously throughout the fight, but we're only 14 hits in, and he's dropping so quick. He's down to like 64% here, I think. He is stacking a lot of those prowesses up, but again, as long as we don't get hit by a special, it doesn't matter how many prowess stacks he has. The goal is just to not push him to the special 2, because that will do some serious damage through the block, because I'm not as good at evading it as I am his special 1. But you know, we're about a minute in, 25 hits. He's dropping so quick. The Incinerates are doing so much damage. We decided to take that special one on the block, so you can see the damage that we took from it. The prowess definitely made it hit harder, but we're just going to stand here, let the Incinerates kill him. That's a really nice KO to another 6-star at rank 3. Of course, Human Torch is also a rank 3 6-star for me, so definitely evens out the playing field. 34 hits, we get the full attack bonus. Boom, and that is our path clear. No deaths. So one of our last fights of the war is this Moleman. And the Ebb and Flow Intercept node with redoubled determination and crumbling armor. He's a 6-star. He's at rank 2. And I saw this Moleman a lot last season on Path 5 as well. And I usually used Apocalypse or Omega Red, similar to how I used those two for HitMonkey. Those two are excellent counters because he cannot purify the debuffs and he cannot gain those monster masses when Omega Red has 10 plus death spores, and Apocalypse's purify accuracy reduction shuts that down completely. But like I said, Colossus is kind of a third option here. What I did was I put points into the Pacify Mastery. Oh yeah, I think it's Pacify. And what that does is it decreases ability accuracy by 10% per point when they're stunned. And in this case, Moleman suffers a minus 70% ability reduction to purify debuffs against mutants, and because I was able to put 2 points into that mastery, it took another 20% off, so he only has a 10% chance to purify our stuns, which is pretty good. You know, if he'll only purify 1 out of every 10 stuns, I'm pretty confident with this fight. However, you may have noticed that he has been purifying a lot of stuns. He just purified 1 right there. He's already up to 9 monster masses. So that didn't feel like 10%. It didn't feel like I've inflicted that many stuns that he should have a 10% chance to purify that many. So I got a little worried that he seems to be purifying them a little faster and a little more frequently than I thought he would. Ultimately, it didn't affect my strategy. I still felt pretty confident that I could parry and heavy so I can get my Fury off. I guess it maybe did affect it more than I thought, because I am doing a lot more 5-hit combos, just because I didn't want to be standing there charging a heavy attack when he purified a stun. So that did get in my head a little bit. The other thing you may have noticed is that I haven't gone for an intercept yet. We're 2 minutes into the fight, and he is down to, 60-something% here. And it doesn't take a math genius to see that we're almost halfway done with the fight now, and he's not at 50% health, which would equate to a timeout unless something changes. I definitely noticed that at this point. I didn't panic. I didn't adjust my strategy to intercept him, because the special 3s are actually doing a pretty good chunk of damage to him. So I'm pretty much going to be throwing special 3s exclusively if I can. They seem to be doing the most damage. I'm not heavying, again, because I'm a little worried now about him purifying that debuff and attacking me while I'm sitting there charging a heavy attack. The other thing to keep in mind is that intercepting Moleman is risky, because if you go for an intercept and he's sitting there holding his block, he's going to go unstoppable and he's going to wreck you. So it is a very high risk decision to go for an intercept, and if it doesn't work out like it didn't right there, he went unstoppable briefly. Fortunately, I was able to recover and I didn't get hit by anything, but I definitely could have. But you can see now that, I'm doing this kind of rough math in my head as I'm fighting. We're down to 1 minute 30. He's still at 40%. There's no way I'm going to get this done without at least 1 intercept. The other thing to keep in mind, however, is that before I went into this fight, it was obvious what the outcome of this war was going to be. This was a loss, and it was very obvious actually early on, in my opinion, but I wanted to at least hold out hope that we could get the win as we all move through Section 2 a little bit more, but yeah. So that is the other reason why I didn't throw on bigger boost for this fight. I have a lot of 30% attack boosts. I only threw on a 10%. Had I had that extra 20% attack, this fight would be going a lot faster. So that's another thing to keep in mind, is that I maybe didn't give it my best effort from a boost perspective. Obviously, I'm still playing and fighting as well as I can. I don't want to lose this fight. But we're at 30 seconds now, and he is, right under 20%. So we're close. We're getting close, but I'm getting desperate because I know I need to intercept him. I went for an intercept there. He didn't play into it. He purified another stun. We go for the special 3 to try to get some nice big damage here. We get him down to 13% with it. 13% with 13 seconds left. So I'm not doing 1% of damage per second. And I haven't gotten an intercept. He wasn't going for it. So, I was okay timing out here. I know it technically counts as a death. It is obviously a lost attack bonus. But I didn't die. I didn't play so bad that he just beat me. I did take 174 hits to get him to that point. I didn't record it, but I went in and finished him off. It was 17 hits. I was 17 hits away from that one shot. But whatever. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with timing out, because ultimately I do think I played the best to my ability. I'm not a great interceptor. That's not a strength. I'm aware of it. I'm working on it. But again, like, he didn't beat me, I kind of beat myself. So ultimately, you know, it's the first death of the season for us, but kind of with an asterisk on it, in my opinion. But I digress. We move along to our last fight of the war, which is the 6-star Professor X on the Limber and Brute Force node in the back right. We do have the Magneto pre-fight guidance placed, so I don't have to worry about Limber. Obviously, Human Torch, with his temperature up, he can't miss, so I don't have to worry about his falter mechanic. And all I have to do is let him attack me from far range, because he's just like Yondu. You can only parry his medium attack, and he does energy damage, so he's keeping our temperature up, increasing our smolders with every parry, and 27 hits. He's gonna drop. That is a mini boss. So yeah, kind of an anticlimactic end of the war for us with a super easy fight. But that's 7 fights down, 1 death to a timeout, and that completes my war. But we actually are going to drop in on one above you. We call him Beardo, and he's going to use his 6-star rank 2 Falcon against this 6-star rank 3 Thing boss. And you'll see right at the beginning there, he got clobbered. His block just didn't seem to want to work there. The Thing went in and smashed him, took half his health in one little combo. So he got off to a rough start. But, you know, since Falcon's buff, he is such a great Thing counter that I think Thing had kind of already lost a lot of his juice as an Alliance War boss over the last few seasons. But if he didn't completely lose it before, it's completely gone now. I think every time there's a Thing boss, so many people have Falcon at this point that he's always going to come in as the war boss killer. So we're just checking out how he's doing here. He knew we lost this war at this point as well, so he didn't really go in, I don't think, boosted at all. I think the White Magneto guidance pre-fight is on him, so he has that slight attack bonus from that. But, there wasn't a lot of pressure on him to do this in one shot. So, obviously, he's still trying his best, I'm sure. He wants to get the one shot. It always feels good to get that Alliance War boss down in one attempt, even though it may not matter for the outcome of the war. But this is some pretty cool gameplay. This is pretty cool to watch how good Falcon is now against Thing. Even if you can't parry him, if you can't stun him, he's still such an awesome counter. He pushed him to the 15 rock stacks there, baited out the special attack. He's going to lock on again. And now he can go in and just absolutely punish him. No rock stacks being gained while locked on. He has that higher critical rating. It's worth noting that his Falcon isn't awakened, so he's actually not benefiting from as much critical rating as he could be. So that's worth noting as well, that this could be a much better Falcon if he was awakened. So his damage is definitely hindered a little bit by that. But even with that, you can see how good Falcon is. He doesn't need to be awakened to shut down Thing. It's all about those rock stacks and locking on. He gets the lock on here again. He went for an intercept off that special one that didn't quite work out, you saw. But he is locked on again. He throws the special 3. And he's definitely behind in this fight now, health-wise. But, this is a 6-star rank 3 Thing. This is not a light defender. He is super stacked, super beefy. He doesn't hit that hard through the block. It's another reason why I think Thing is kind of a weak war boss, because you can kind of sit there and block all day. He can block hit you, and he's not going to really do a lot to you. Not like Dr. Doom, who has such a crazy high attack rating, or Apocalypse, whose specials are just going to demolish you because you can't, or at least it's difficult to fully evade them. But he's got 1 minute 30 seconds left to go here, and they're about even on health. He took a lot of block damage right there, and he dropped down. So this is extremely close. He's still behind in this fight now. But he's locked on. He's doing a lot of damage. He's able to evade the special 1 against the wall. He's going to throw off another special 3. And I can just imagine he is praying this kills him because he doesn't want to have to take more blocked hits and lock on again. And it actually does. So he KOs him. That's a one-shot. That's a full attack bonus on a 6-star rank 3 boss. So bravo to him. Props to him. One above you with the big kill. Here's the end result. Like I said, we knew it was a loss. Super, super big shout out to Hell's Bells too. These guys, really good defense placement, very smart, really good attackers. They only died 21 times across all 3 battle groups. I think our battle group died more than that. You know what? Actually, I know we did. I think we died like 25 times in battle group 3. Obviously, I was one of those, so I'm partially to blame for that as well. But like I said, all the credit goes to them. I think we didn't play our best as an alliance or as a battle group for sure, but that doesn't take anything away from them only dying 21 times. That's very impressive. Big credit to them. It wasn't an unfair matchup. I think we were actually pretty well matched. I don't think they were like rated a whole lot higher than us. So no whining, no excuses. We're going to improve. We're going to get back to it in war number 2 and see if we can bounce back with a win. But I hope you enjoyed these fights. I hope you enjoyed the boss kill. I hope you enjoyed seeing Angela for the first time on my attack team. If you did, give me a like, subscribe if you want to see more, and we will catch you in war number 2. See ya.